But first, with all the latest pet news, it's the dynamic duo, Joe Good and Anne Webb. Joe and Anna, so here with our two dogs, Molly and Matilda. Bless them, look at that. I wish I had a bow tie that colour. So, pet news, Joe.
Oh, yes, pet news. A bit of a sad one to kick off with this week, Alan, because, unfortunately, since Prince William left the RAF, unfortunately, the MOD have had to euthanise his two guard dogs. And they do try desperately to rehome these dogs, but they're not always... Well, they're not always good pets, so unfortunately this time it didn't work.
I suppose they've been trained, if not to attack, then certainly to be ferocious, and that doesn't make a good pet, does it?
Absolutely, and to guard.
Oh, well, on a brighter note, this is Ozzy, who is a tightrope walking dog. As you can see there, he's balancing on a chain, which is remarkable. Whilst other dogs might be chasing cats or chewing bones, he's walking the tightrope. And
do you ever feel in a parallel universe, lady? I mean, who would have how would you discover that a dog could walk a tightrope?
Well, it's a good question. I don't know. It's remarkable. I mean, his balancing ability is something else, and he's a YouTube sensation now. Yeah. No wonder.
I'm already over surprised.
And finally, have you ever tried to get cat hair off the sofa? Well, imagine living with this enormous cat. It's a lion who's living, yes, side by side. Well, she's called Timber, actually, and lives with Anna in South Africa. Timber eats 9 pounds of meat per week.
And 3 people. Imagine buying a ginger Tom kitten like that and discovering it turned into a lion. What was the point at which she thought, hang on, this is a very large cat. She's lying underneath it. I mean, that's not a household pet.
No, better than a burglar alarm, isn't it?
Definitely.
Above.
Now, Alan, we're discussing dog training this week because it's a frightening statistic, but 80% of our dogs in Britain are apparently untrained.
80%?
80%, and that means it's about 6 million dogs are untrained in this country.
When you say untrained, is that, you know, fetch, come, go, sit, all
yes,
that?
the basic commands. And it's a great shame, really, because, you know, training your dog, you can really bond with your dog. The dog's a happier dog if it's trained, and you're certainly a happier owner because you've got a dog that behaves.
You are. It's less embarrassing in the park, isn't it?
Well, indeed.
When they do come back.
And you can train your party pieces. I think 70% of owners love to show off with a party piece.
Yes. And the dogs do too.
Yes, they do.
These two here do. Well, if you put enough effort and time into your training, you could find your pet could even become famous. Glad she didn't come for the tray. Please welcome Harry the Corgi, an expert dog trainer, Sandra Strong. Welcome, Sandra. Harry, what a regal star you are. That is real high-pitch training, if you like. Ultimate in training, isn't it, really, Sandra?
Well, actually, it's a bit of a secret going on there.
What's the secret?
Trade secret. I suppose I ought to divulge it to you.
Yes, go on.
We sprayed that tray with bitch wee-wee.
Really? And that makes him go... Like, really? Well,
yes.
Harry, it was all a big con.
It
You're
was
a lovely
a big
boy, really.
con. It was.
But this is... I mean, can you suddenly decide that you've got a pet that's quite bright, you want to train it for films and TV? Is this a possibility? You're an expert, obviously.
Oh, definitely, yes. I mean, we do normal dog training as well.
Yeah.
So the puppies come up through puppy socialisation classes. Most important, if you never do any other training, do puppy classes. And then we do a junior class, an intermediate class.
So
advanced.
the puppy training is what? When you're saying always do the puppy, is that...
It socialises the dog and habituates the dog, so they're actually used to loud noises, traffic, people, absolutely everything. When the puppies come out of my puppy classes, they're bomb-proof.
Yeah, really?
Well, you think of all the noises that go on a set.
Yes.
You know, all the things you have to climb over around the back of the set, you know.
What are the hardest things that your dogs have to do, or the most complex things they have to do?
I have to sort out the complex things, is trying to work out what the art director
Yeah,
going on in the art director's head.
Yeah. But you've got... Is it just Harry you work with, or have you got more
no,
dogs?
we've got loads of dogs on the books.
So, sort of any breed, they can come to you?
Any breed, any breed. I suppose they like a lot of Jack Russells.
Yeah.
There's a lot of dogs that can do things like catch things and fetch things,
Yeah.
and family dogs. So if you think of adverts, there are a lot of adverts where they want a family dog.
Yeah. So tips to break into film, then. If you've got a good dog at home, you think, great, it's quite well trained, what would you suggest that people did in order to make their dog a film star?
Ring me.
That's an honest answer. My thanks to Sandra Strong and to Harry. Thank you very much indeed. Oh, well, Matilda and Molly have also had starring roles in TV commercials. Here they are.
It's the flavour and the nutrients.
They only use quality ingredients with no nasty bits.
Why did you want to do it?
Well, actually, Alan, that was their audition reel, and
Yeah.
they didn't both actually make the final cut, unfortunately.
Oh.
We just wanted to test to see what they were, you know, how they would behave under certain circumstances.
How do you get them to open and close their mouths?
Well, that's Molly doing her speaking on command,
Yeah.
which we might demonstrate in a little bit. It's
Yeah.
quite a useful trick to teach a dog, and then they obviously put the voiceover
And
over
they
it.
also put peanut butter on the
Yeah.
microphone, so the dog's moving its mouth to eat, and then they dub it.
Then
Yeah,
they do it that
little
way
tricks of the
round.
trade.
So, basic training for dogs.
OK, well, I'd say, Alan, the most important thing that everyone should train their dog is the recall, i.e. getting your dog to come back to you.
Yes,
Bit
quite.
essential.
It goes, that's it, end of training, I haven't got a dog anymore.
Yeah, and the thing is to remember, start in the home, from one end of the room to the other, just call your doggy over,
Yeah.
and then graduate to the garden and do training there. You know, leave it a good 2 months before you even attempt to let your dog off the lead in the
Oh,
park
God.
or in a field, and be aware, obviously, of livestock being around. And if you live in the country, I think it's worth a training session to desensitise against them.
Go on, Joe, give us a
livestock.
the obligatory tidbit is the thing. It all seems to revolve around food.
It
to
is
me.
all round, especially with a bulldog.
Bribery and
Yeah.
corruption.
And the second essential, obviously, training... Oh, she's doing her high five. She'll go through the whole course in a moment, but it's to get her to sit. Tilda, and sit. Good girl. Paw, 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 paw. Yes, good girl. Well
Yay.
done. Big round of applause.
Yes. So it obviously it takes a while to build up to that sort of thing, then, really.
Yes.
Absolutely, it does.
Another
And it is
very-
reward, isn't it, Anna, really?
It is all about positively reinforcing your dog through all of this and having lots of fun. I think if you can make your dog think that the world is a game that's based on certain rules, consistency and teamwork, you've hit the jackpot.
What about Molly, then?
Well,
What can we
Molly's
do with
just
Molly?
going to demonstrate a little release command,
Right.
which is quite useful. Moz,
Molly doesn't look as though she wants to demonstrate anything at the moment. does she?
Molly, come. Good girl. There we go. Good girl. Now, Molly, sit. Good. Now, we wait. I'm putting a little treat in front of her nose. Wait. And she shouldn't take this until I give her the command. So she's looking at me,
look
which
at
is
that.
nice. Look at me. Ready? All done. And that's the release command.
Well, if you're famous or can do a mean trick, we'd love to hear from emailers alan@itv.com. We'll be catching up with Joe and Anna later in the show. I'm Molly and Matilda. Well done to them. We all know about the human IQ test, but have you ever heard of an IQ test for dogs? Well, pet experts Joe Good and Anna Webb are back with the latest toys to improve the doggy IQ.
Who let the dogs out?
Here we go. Right, emails first, Anna. What have we had?
We've had a query about a Staffy Labrador cross that barks incessantly, and the owners are asking, how can we help stop the doggy barking? Well, there's a very good technique that I actually used myself with Molly, who was a terrible barker when she was young, which is to train your dog to bark on command, so that you're using reverse psychology,
yeah.
to, when you're asking the dog to bark all the time, the dog will get bored of barking, and it will help curb their need to bark, because dogs can just bark because they can.
So do you have a sign you make when it's barking, which you
Well,
use at the time and then sort of work backwards from that, or what?
Exactly. Well, let me demonstrate with Molly.
Yeah.
Molly, ready? Speak. Speak. Good speak. Good speak. Quiet. So...
Oh, isn't that
by doing that, you know, and then you make... Right, speak, doggy, speak, doggy, and the doggy will go... They'll get bored of it, and it will help curb the barking, and you'll be able to take a bit more control over the situation.
OK, so making your dog intelligent, or, you know, increasing your dog's intelligence, how do we do this?
Well, rapidly, as far as Matilda's concerned. Yes, testing their IQ, because, like us, they get sedentary. The more you test the grey matter, the brighter they remain. So you set them little tasks. Yes. And there are games, actually, produced just for this. Right. So we're going to do one. This is called the spinner, and I'm going to show this with Matilda. I mean, you can make your own, but you can get these anywhere.
Oh, she's quite keen on this. There must be food involved, don't you think?
So there, off you go, Matilda. Where is it?
So it's got little hollows in it that have treats in. She has to spin the sort of frisbee disc
and she spins.
Across it.
There's about 6 of those little hollows, and if she's clever enough, which she's not the sharpest knife in the drawer. Oh, here we go. So she hopefully will spin it round. Come on, Tild, spin, spin. She should be doing this herself, you see. So
yeah, she's getting there.
Good girl. Good girl. Well done.
Okay. There's another one here, which is a similar situation.
These dogs like the food, don't they?
Variation on the same thing. Right, Molly, ready? Sit, wait. So what we'll do, we'll get one of these bones and put a little bone on the toe. Oops. Right, there we go. There we are. Boop. That's it. Right, ready? Molly, find it. So what we're hoping she's going to do here is use her mouth to pick up this bone object there and reveal the treat.
Well done,
Molly. Yeah, Molly, find it, work it. Oh, she's getting a bit excited now.
Now, that is an intelligent dog,
Well, it is, actually, I know.
If you turn it upside down, Molly, they all fall
there we
out,
are.
don't they?
Well
Great
done.
news,
She's got a second one. She found...
Well, what am I... So, testing your dog's
There we
IQ,
are.
then.
Yes,
how do we see how bright our
right,
dogs are?
Let's see if this really will test Matilda, because I'm going to hide the treat under the towel.
Right.
Now, remember, she's a flat-nosed dog, so her sense of smell is...
So,
where is she? Tilda? Tilda, put those... Tilda,
leave, Molly.
Right, leave.
So what we're doing is hiding a treat under the towel, right?
Matilda, where is it? Yes.
Where is
and
it?
hopefully she'll smell.
Where's it
and
gone?
pick the towel.
With a
Where has it gone?
Where is it?
Right. So we're on the spot clock.
No, Tilda.
Right, Alan,
sorry.
5 seconds.
So,
no.
5 seconds.
so Anna, we've...
10 seconds.
We've...
15. Heading to 15. We've hit 15.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Yay! OK.
The quicker the time, the more points the dog gets. The quicker the time, the higher the IQ, the quicker she can do it.
Generally speaking.
I think you and me have got a similar IQ, Matilda. Oh, goodness me. So the overall results here are, I think
Matilda has scored a 3.
Yes.
A 3.
A 3, because we've hit 20 seconds. Yes. We could try Molly with the plant pot if we have time.
I mean, how can we refuse? Could try Molly with a flower pot.
You see, I think
this one is a lot easier, actually. So it's Matilda had the harder task.
Yes.
Okay.
But let's
Thanks, Anna, for saying that.
So
Molly, this way. Yes, please.
Do you want me to hold Molly? You're all right holding it.
Wait.
Right, okay.
So we just hide the treat under the plant pot.
Yes.
And we give her the release command that we did earlier.
Shall we time her?
Yes.
Are we on the stop clock? Find it.
Oh, look, now she's got to work out
the trick is
to
she's
turn
got
it
to
over.
flip it over.
Oh,
exactly.
yes.
Can she flip it over?
11,
Can she flip
12,
it over? Crumbs, I don't think she
13.
can.
She has.
Flipped it? Oh, she's flipped
She
it.
has.
We've got good girl. That's it.
So what was
All
that?
done.
8 seconds.
8 seconds.
Fantastic.
Heavens above.
There we go.
You see, I think Molly could join Mensa, probably.
She could, she is in Mensa. So you've got how many points then for 8 seconds? You get 4 points.
4 points.
Yes.
Yay,
There's a sort
Molly.
of timing thing. So I think we've worked... Oh, it's all right. Everything is falling over. So we worked out... What's the relative age of the dogs?
Molly's nearly 12.
Yeah.
And Matilda's...
She's just turned 5, and they're both bull breeds, as you know, so they are... To train a bull terrier like that is remarkable, and Matilda's still on the learning curve, really.
Bless her heart. Bill, you a dog fan? You like dogs?
No, sort of famously, I've never liked dogs. The dogs don't like me. But I have to tell you that when my younger daughter was 11, she begged me to get a dog, and I refused and refused and refused, and finally she wore me down, and we got a dog, and I love that dog.
Oh, that's right. You got there in the end. Don't forget, if you want to get in touch about your pet, email us at alan@itv.com, and the girls will be back next Tuesday. My thanks to Anna and Joe, as well as dogs Matilda and Molly. Just enough.